Okay, so we're going to do a deep dive today on something that sounds kind of like science fiction.
Science fiction, huh?
Yeah, I mean, pensions and Bitcoin. Like
Yeah.
those two things.
Yeah.
You hear Bitcoin, you think like super techie future. And then pensions, you're like, okay, like retirement planning?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's my grandpa.
Yeah.
But they're kind of colliding right now, and it's super interesting.
Right.
So we've got these articles about this British pension specialist named Cartwright, and they're like leading the charge, guiding these pension funds and even employers into the world of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, this is fascinating stuff. I mean, what we're looking at here is essentially a British pension specialist, and this guy, Cartwright, he's making huge waves.
Huge.
Because he's guiding these pension funds and, like you said, even employers into using cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
It is nuts.
We need to, unpack why this is such a big deal.
Absolutely, because we're talking about the country's first pension fund to directly invest in Bitcoin. And I really want to emphasize that directly part.
Yeah.
This isn't like some little side hustle where they're like, oh, let's put a little bit in a fund or an ETF that kind of dabbles in crypto.
Right.
No. They went all in, like head first.
Yeah. And that's a huge GE signal. I mean, that is like a huge green light that they have confidence in Bitcoin in a way we just haven't seen from big institutions before.
Right.
And they put a lot of money where their mouth is. They allocated 3% of their total assets.
Whoa.
Which is about 50 million?
That's like $65 million for us Americans.
Yeah, straight into Bitcoin.
Wow, that's wild. So, I mean, that's a crazy amount compared to what we've seen from other institutions who are like, oh yeah, we're into crypto.
Right.
Like even the state of Wisconsin pension fund, which made a bunch of news for being the first U.S. state pension to get into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They only put in a tiny fraction of their assets.
Yeah, like 0.1%.
Yeah, something like that.
So why is this British pension fund so into Bitcoin? What do they see that everyone else doesn't?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Like what's going on in their heads?
Right.
It makes you wonder, do they just have this super strong belief that Bitcoin's going to be huge in the long term?
Uh-huh.
Are they thinking of it as like a hedge against inflation?
Maybe.
Because everything's going crazy right now.
Yeah, who knows? But they seem pretty convinced.
They do. And get this. So Cartwright seems to be really addressing all these concerns head on.
Okay.
So before they actually jumped in and did this, they did a deep dive into ESG considerations.
ESG.
Which is environmental, social, and governance stuff.
Oh, okay.
Basically making sure this investment lines up with their values. And they also went to some pretty extreme lengths to make sure that this investment is super secure.
Well, yeah, you got to think about security with cryptocurrency.
Right.
I mean, how do you even do that with that much money?
That's where it gets kind of heist movie-esque.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So they took the private key, which basically controls access to all their Bitcoin.
Uh-huh.
And they split it between 5 different institutions.
Whoa.
It's like 5 keys to a vault.
So you need all 5 to even get in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's intense.
Super intense.
That's some serious security measures.
Very serious. But wait, there's more.
More?
Cartwright's not stopping there.
Okay.
They're taking this whole crypto revolution to the workplace now.
Okay.
They're setting up this Bitcoin employee benefits scheme.
Whoa, hold on. So you're saying employees could get paid in Bitcoin?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine, you get your paycheck and part of it's in Bitcoin.
That's wild. What would people even do with that?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a total game changer in terms of how we think about getting paid.
Yeah.
And it could really empower employees to take control of their own finances in this whole new way.
That's true.
And the crazy thing is 5 companies have already signed up for this.
Really?
Yeah. So that shows that there's some serious interest in this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is totally changing the game for traditional finances, right?
Right. Is this the beginning of some massive shift?
It really makes you think. Greater financial literacy,
yeah,
wider adoption of crypto,
yeah,
maybe even pushing us towards more decentralized financial system.
Whoa.
It's exciting stuff and kind of mind-boggling if you really think about it.
So what do you think? Is this the future of retirement planning?
I mean, I don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
But it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But this is a bold move.
It is.
And I think it could have some massive implications for how we view traditional investments versus cryptocurrencies.
Right.
Are we going to see a wave of pension funds,
Yeah.
employers just
Yeah.
all embracing crypto now.
Yeah, like, is this going to be the norm in a few years?
Who knows, right? But it definitely makes you think, like, is this a calculated risk or a sneak peek into a future where crypto is just, like, built into our lives?
Right, like just a normal part of everything.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Makes you think.
Definitely food for thought.
Big time.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Definitely a wild ride. See what happens next.
For sure.
Catch you next time.
See ya.